Today's lesson is on how do we recognize proportional relationships. Proportion is an equation that represents equal ratios. Take a second to copy that down. The first question. One regular hexagon has a side length of 2 centimeters and a perimeter of 12 centimeters. A second regular hexagon has a side length of 3 centimeters and a perimeter of 18 centimeters. Is the relationship between the perimeter and the side lengths of the hexagons proportional? Take a second to copy down the question. From our definition, we know that a proportion is an equation that represents equal ratios. So I'm going to take my information and create ratios to see if my ratios are equal. I need to know the relationship between the perimeter and the side lengths. So I'm going to do the perimeter over the side length. For my first hexagon, the perimeter is 12 centimeters and the side length is 2 centimeters. If I reduce that proportion, I get 6 centimeters over 1 centimeters. Now I'm going to have to determine if the other hexagon has the same proportion. It has a perimeter of 18 centimeters over a side length of 3 centimeters. If I were to reduce that proportion, I would get 6 centimeters over 1 centimeters. Since my two proportions are equal, 6 centimeter over 1 centimeter is equal to 6 centimeter over 1 centimeter, then the relationship between the perimeter and the side lengths of the proportional from the side lengths are proportional. So yes, they are proportional. Because my two fractions are equal. 12 over 2 is equal to 18 over 3. The second question. Sarah's favorite cookie recipe calls for 1 1/2 cups of sugar to make 24 cookies. How much sugar does she need to make 36 cookies? Take a second to copy down the question. So I need to determine how much sugar she needs to make 36 cookies. This problem will be easier if I determine the sugar needed for 1 cookie. If I need to determine the sugar needed for 1 cookie, I need to determine the sugar per cookie. That means I'm going to do the amount of sugar over the number of cookies. The information that I'm given is 1 1/2 cups of sugar for 24 cookies. When I divide 1.5 divided by 24, my answer is 0.0625 cups of sugar for 1 cookie. Now, to determine the amount of cups of sugar needed for 36 cookies, I can just multiply everything here by 36. So 0.0625 multiplied by 36 is 2.25 cups of sugar for 36 cookies. And the last question. In the given table, do x and y have a proportional relationship? So for the x values, we have 2, 3, 5, and 8. And for the y values, we have 5, 7.5, 12.5, and 18. Take a second to copy down the table. To determine if they have a proportional relationship, I'm going to have to determine the proportion for each set of points in the table. I'm going to determine that by doing 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2 equals 2.5. I need every other proportion to be the same. 7.5 divided by 3 is also 2.5. 12.5 divided by 5, 12.5 divided by 5 is also equal to 2.5. 18 divided by 8 is equal to 2.25. Since one of them was different, 2.25 is different than the others, no, x and y do not have a proportional relationship.